Looking a bit prickly there, Olin. Got that nice irritated skin right there. Yeah. I guess I need to shave after this. Hello Internet, this is Olin from What I'm Listening To. I hope you all are continuing to stay safe, stay healthy, keeping those hands nice and clean, all that fun stuff. As you can see, we are still not on the main set. We are doing yet another very casual vlog. I have some more new additions that I'm going to show you that just got in the mail today. They are actually still in the packages here, so I guess this is kind of like an unboxing video. Regardless, there's some things in these boxes that I really want to talk about in a video, so let's go forth and do yet another very casual new additions. We'll start off with this thick boy, because that's where most of the CDs are. This is coming from Amoeba Hollywood. I did a little shopping on the official Amoeba website and found a bunch of stuff that I've been meaning to buy, and I got them for ridiculously cheap. I'm gonna open up the bubble wrap here. This one I'm gonna need scissors for. There's one layer, and the other layer, oh, there we go, perfect. Okay, where do I want to start with these? I suppose we can start with this one. The first CD I have today is A Day to Remember's What Separates Me From You. Getting a copy of this CD has been a very, very long time coming. Ever since hearing their album Homesick, I fell madly in love with them, so it was a no-brainer to go on to the next album after that, which was this one. And honestly, I think I like this album a little bit more than I do Homesick. There's a lot less emphasis on metalcore and more emphasis on just pop punk, which I think I like the most. Songs like All I Want, It's Complicated, All Signs Point to Lauderdale, just all such great songs. For the longest time, I only had a digital copy of this album because I just couldn't find the CD anywhere. So finally, after 10 plus years at this point, I've got it right here, adding it to the collection. It's been a long time coming, and I could not be more thrilled to finally own this.
You're not the person that I knew back then. Let's try and act like this didn't happen. Follow your friends like you ever had them.
Next up, I have an album by Thrice. This is their album, Major Minor. My introduction to this band was honestly kind of random. At the time I discovered this album, it had just come out. It was the band's latest work. I saw this cover while browsing the new releases section on iTunes and was really curious about it. I just thought the cover looked really cool and artistic. And on a whim, I just bought the album and ended up really liking this album. There's this sort of mixture of post-hardcore, math rock, shoegaze, and just general post-rock, and it all just sounds so unique and interesting. And just like that A Day to Remember album, I never actually owned a physical copy of this. I had many opportunities to buy the CD, but for whatever reason, I held off on it. But now, I finally have it. It's been a long time coming, but I finally have a physical copy of the album. It's fantastic, some great, great songs on here. Anybody interested in post-hardcore with a heavy emphasis on the post should check this album out. Okay, next up is yet another album that's been a long time coming to get. I have How to Destroy Angels, Welcome Oblivion. How to Destroy Angels is this, I guess you could call it a side project formed by Trent Reznor and his wife, along with a couple other people he toured with Nine Inch Nails, and they just formed this weird post-industrial electronica band, and it's just fantastic. If you just think of all the electronica songs that are in the Nine Inch Nails discography, this is what this is. Trent just funneled all of that energy to this one project, and it just sounds spectacular. I think the album art just kind of speaks for itself, just very kind of distorted, disturbing, dark sounding music. Really, really excited to finally own a copy of this. It's actually been quite some time since I've listened to it, so looking forward to giving it a re-listen. Check these guys out if you're a Nine Inch Nails fan. This is a great album. Next up, I have yet another CD that's been a long time coming. I have Serj Tankian's Imperfect Harmonies. I am a huge fan of System of a Down. They were the first, I guess you could say, metal band that I ever got into. And I remember when Serj put out his first solo album and really liking that because it sounded very similar to the stuff he was doing with System. And then he followed that album up with this one and just completely changed his sound. He did a complete 180 and did a more experimental, synth pop, jazz, orchestral, I don't know what you want to call it. It's just a unique sound. I guess if I wanted to sum this album up with one sound, it would be art rock, but even that doesn't do it justice. It's a very unique listen, something I don't think I really appreciated when I first heard it, but as I've grown up, I've listened to tons of other music, a lot of experimental stuff, a lot of non-rock stuff. I've grown to really appreciate this album more. And just like those other albums, I only ever owned a digital copy of this, so now I can finally own this CD version and add it to the collection. If you're a fan of System of a Down, I have a feeling you will probably not like this album in its first listen, but I encourage you to keep listening to it. It'll eventually grow on you. It really shows the brilliance behind Serj as a musician. He's not just a vocalist in a rock band. He can do it all, and he does it very well here. Okay, the last album from that package here, I have Sevendust's Animosity. It's funny because I used to own this album, and then I got rid of it because I didn't think I needed it anymore, and here we are with it again. I kind of just came to terms with the fact that I truly love this band. They get lumped together with all those nu metal acts from the 90s, you know, bands like Korn and Slipknot and anyone else that sounded like that. And while that sound really hasn't aged very well, it still holds a special place in my heart. I grew up listening to all of those bands and would actively seek out the next cool hard rock band that sounded anywhere like them. And at the time, I don't think I was able to fully appreciate this album. I was getting into my 20s. I feel like I was straying away from those hard rock bands, those nu metal bands, and thinking I was better than them. They weren't aging that well, and now that I've just reached a point where I don't care, I really like nu metal and I really like this band, it became easier to appreciate this. This particular release is their third album, and it's the album I feel like they're really coming into their own and solidifying their sound. Their first album is very raw and rough sounding. Their second album kind of has this like hip-hop vibe to it, and this strays a little bit away from those hip-hop beats and just focuses on being a rock album. There's some great cuts on here: Praise, Xmas Day, Shine, Beautiful, Angel's Sun. So yes, Sevendust's Animosity, re-adding it to the collection. I have no regrets. I'm very happy to have this one again.
I'm not for two, I'm the one who what you never thought would be nothing, and now I'm not for two.
Okay, before we dive into the next package, I feel like I should just give these a quick shout out. These two CDs are the most recent releases by Sevendust. I don't really want to call them nu metal anymore. They're definitely still heavy, still melodic. They're, I guess, much more mature sounding. Again, I love this band, and I had to get these albums because I just wanted to hear if they were continuing to evolve, and I'd say they have. If any of the members of Sevendust are watching, you guys rule, and keep doing you.
I never knew what you needed. I just know I'm right.
Okay, let's move on to this long package here. Ooh, careful, Icarus. Oh, we got something here. Hi, Olin, thank you very much. All the best, Jake. This little piece of paper, this nice little message. Well, I should probably show what exactly these are. These are some albums by this experimental project called Tuluum Shimmering. This is a very fascinating experimental project. It's basically this one guy doing this very ambient, psychedelic, raga type music. All the songs are very lengthy, but there's a very meditative, peaceful quality to all of them. I just discovered him and really dug the music, so I bought a couple albums digitally and decided to get some physical copies. They're packaged in this, looks like a pastry bag here, which I'm guessing is recyclable. It's broken. Boosh. So we have These Flowers in Dawn's Twilight at Illusion Temple, and they're 4 discs all here. Oh, what's this? Oh, there's a card. Just a paper track listing here. If I'm not mistaken, when I take out this here, there's one. I think all 4 of these form a full image. I'll have to maneuver the camera to show the full image later on. There's the full image in all its glory. You can tell that it was hand painted, but it still looks really nice. Let's open up this pastry bag here. Similar thing. This one, Dancing in the 7 Skies. So there's one of them. I don't think these are gonna form an image. And there's the other one. Both discs right here. Yeah, this is a phenomenal project. I'll leave a link to the Bandcamp in the description below if it sounds interesting to you. And Jake, if you're watching this, thank you so very much for sending these all the way to California from the UK. They're a long way from home, but they're here safely with me, and I will enjoy these immensely. Alright, Internet, that does it for me. Hey, if you have any new things you've added to your collection, let me know what they are. Leave a comment down below. And if you also like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll show me the support and I'll love your face for it. And you can also follow me on Instagram for even more music. I post a new album on there semi-frequently, talk a little bit about it, and it gives you a bit of an insight of what else is in my collection. So thank you all so much for watching. This is Olin from What I'm Listening To, signing out. Goodbye and good night.
Windows are filled with ghosts of tenants past, and they won't let down. If you're looking for a line, look away from the sunset town.